I swear to God, these devs are trying to piss me off. They're just trying to do things to annoy me, right? We did this whole video on INDIS, and then they just slapped me in the face. Or did they listen? Hello everyone, yes, smash like, comment, and subscribe for more daily videos. Me, MrSneakyy, the one and only. And as you guys know, a lot of people were talking and obviously discussing about INDIS. Is she been nerfed? Has she been buffed? A lot of people thought she was just buffed because of the damage factor. They honestly thought the damage factor was more important than the 1 extra second of the support march, which helps all of your damage dealers do more damage, right? Which is fair enough, right? However, that whole video was prompted by the patch 1.026 patch notes. And as we got here, guys, we have the exact text by text info on it. And as you guys know, it states, the infirm damage taken is 20% for 2 seconds with the 600 damage factor and the 450 healing factor. We all can agree. But somehow, in-game, when we check, it's 3 seconds. It's 3 seconds, boys. So the real thing is, or the real crux of the thing of the video is, now we can all confidently straight up say she has been buffed. This is the biggest buff in history for INDIS, and this is going to make her super viable for a lot of players, because you're still maintaining the 20% for 3 seconds, which all players will realize they wanted. Because when your Syndron Frigga, when your Magrat Zeta starts hitting the target, when the Infirm's on 20% more damage, you're going to feel those heals, boys. You're going to feel those crits. I'm telling you right now, right? Especially with your mages hitting as well with extra damage on the AoEs. This is honestly fantastic. But the fact that this is a straight buff now, there's no thinking about it. We're getting 600 damage factor, plus 3 seconds of infirm, plus 450 healing. What a skill. What a hero, boys. She is my girl. Everyone was like telling me, don't worry about INDIS. INDIS ain't that good. And then some people have started to come over to the dark side and enjoy INDIS as a support 5th March. They've been enjoying it. And now she's here, boys. She has got her Jedi tree lightsaber activated, and she's coming for you. And the cool thing is now, guys, as well, which is going to be interesting, talent page. Because the thing is, with INDIS, she deals some skill damage now. And that would mean you can take intimidation, increasing it by an extra 4%, instead of going for the capacity bonus. You see what I'm saying? Right? You've got all these different ways now you can build her potentially with that damage factor being, you know, a factor. Especially like my build here, like I would probably keep either the bonus on the capacity or we will test if intimidation is better. But for a mage build, this is great. You're reducing the amount of hero skill damage taken by 5%. You're reducing the amount of sev wounds to mages. On top of that, you're gaining extra rage whenever you gain a buff, which you do all the time. You're also getting more resistances, which reduces damage, which is another buff gain, which is really good. Like, this is a really good hero, guys. And I'm honestly being very open with you guys. I honestly think you need to start working on it. If you've not been working on your INDIS, or maybe you're a newer player in Call of Dragons right now, please start buying INDIS. I know you can get your epic heroes, but I promise you, by your 2nd season, opening all the gold keys and doing your events, your epic heroes should be all awakened. Every single one of them. Every one of them, guys. So you want to be working on legendary heroes and any of them. And INDIS is being showcased here as one of the best, right? If you are planning on using INDIS, I am going to give you guys some pointers, right? Because you guys are probably thinking, okay, what can we do? So INDIS pairs, free to play friendly pairings for INDIS straight away is going to be INDIS and Waldea. INDIS Waldea, because this is the most free-to-play, budget-friendly support match that's dealing damage now everywhere, right? We've got a 700 damage factor with a 20% attack reduction and 20% speed. Now we're inflicting infirm as well. And then on top of it, we're gaining a nice 15% hero skill damage factor to help our Indis out. And we're getting a shield factor, boys. So we're even tanking a little bit more damage and we get some good stats. And with those good stats, you can know Indis loves that, boys. 20% HP bonus. Oh, yummy, yummy. And the 50% counter attack damage reduction with removing one debuff effect. But, boys, what a good match. If you're wondering what pet you would put with Wild Deer and Indis, if it's been fixed, and I don't think it has, but if it has been fixed, I actually do like the Ice Lizard with this pairing. It just gives you more march speed reduction onto the target. Because you got to think, this march isn't, to be honest, wanting to be designed to do maximum damage. It's there to deal some damage, but it's there to place infirm and slow down targets and reduce their attack to allow your other 4 major DPS marchers, like your Kanara Nikos, like your Lily Valence, like your Lily Thea, or Bert Tohar, or Magrat Zadar, right? All of these guys, you allow them to do even more damage and keep dealing damage because they're slowed. So do like the Ice Lizard with it. If you don't want to use the Ice Lizard, I would honestly recommend, and it might be one that you might not think to do, but I would honestly do, and it sounds crazy, the Shadow Phaedric. Why? The thing is with the Sapphire Phaedric, the Sapphire Phaedric only triggers off Scorch, Freeze, and Ensnare, and your only freeze trigger is going to be through your Wild Deer. And I think if you want to get the maximum out of this, using Wild Deer and Valen, or like Wild Deer and your Lilia, or Wild Deer and Alloin, so you have 2 different sources of Scorch, Freeze, or Ensnare, is the maximum way of playing this pet, right? So, if you wanted to, why not just try to increase the amount of damage you are dealing to a single target and might increase the report? That's kind of the way I'm thinking about it, personally. However, another really good pet, what I would take instead of the Ice Lizard, and this is a super support pet, the Sand Lizard, boys. We love the Sandy boy. We love good old Sandy. She is the go-to just support pet too, man. You can take off the self-heal stone aura, and by doing this, you're just healing all of your nearby units by 63.82 every 6 seconds, and this is increased by 10% on the Tranquility and Divine Blessing combos, right? So it's just a really good one if you're trying to do a bunch of healing for your Indis Wild Deer, right? When you're looking at the kind of like, you know, different types of artifacts, the artifacts I personally would want to use is stuff like the Breath of Gigantis, right? Reducing and defense breaking them is super powerful. Even something like the Staff of Prophet, if you've got it leveled up, could be good, only to so you can get your guys into battle if you've got a really far march time. I can see that one going off. Also, Lakeside Rhapsody. If you actually have this artifact as a spare purple artifact and you want some more damage on it, I would actually recommend this. I've been using it slowly but surely, leveling it up, and it's been pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, pretty good, and I can't wait to see if I do some more Forge of Light rolls, hitting this to level 5, right? Because that's 2,000 damage and 250 damage every time we do Scorch, Freeze, or Ensnare again. So not a bad actual, you know, artifact at all. But the other one that you can know and the go-to is Tear of Arbon. What a support item. This is going to make, honestly, your Indis and Wild Deer March, or just Indis in general, be tanky as hell. She won't take damage. She's probably going to be the last one to survive out on the field, unless she gets targeted because you're too slow. That's obviously a skill issue, but if without a skill issue, she normally is the last one to survive with that Tear of Arbon. So Indis, definitely really, really good on everyone's radar. Again, that's Indis and Wild Deer, and pretty much everything I've just talked about there will work for any of the other pairings that I'm about to talk about. If you want to go more single target damage, I do still like Indis and Alloin as well. Alloin is going to trigger more ensnare triggers on your enemy heroes, meaning obviously it's a single target debuff, but it's happening a lot more often than the freeze of the singular AoE of Wild Deer. So if you want that, you can do that. Plus a really underrated skill that Alwyn has, 15% normal attack taken reduction. Really good for mages against those pesky archers that are targeting them. So you might want to try using INDIS and Alwyn as well. Fantastic combo. One combo I will tell you to avoid. I don't know why people do it. Maybe now it might change. Is Fear and obviously INDIS. This could be a new combo on the horizon too. Before it didn't make sense. Now it could, right? Because your Fear is going to give your INDIS that 1k shield. She is going to give 15% hero skill damage to her. And that means she could, when she's awakened, give 15% hero skill damage to that Lilia, Valen, or Bert Tohar match, right? So you could run Fear INDIS as well as a new match, hypothetically, because INDIS does have that little bit of skill damage factor on it. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. I don't think putting Fear and INDIS is going to be that much value. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong, right? But apart from that, the best thing I really do enjoy in this, and as you can imagine, Valen. Valen is basically your upgraded version of Wild Deer, especially when you finally awaken this hero. When you put INDIS and Valen together, these two work so goddamn good together because you have both heroes that are doing so much work. You're doing the same thing with the march speed reduction on your Valen, but you're also reducing their march speed through your skill 4, and you're reducing their magic defense, which is so good. It's so good to reduce their magic defense. It's going to allow INDIS to actually fire more and deal more damage to the targets, right? On top of this, when you look at the talent page, you can go some crazy talent page routes now on your Valen. I'm running this silent based one and I've actually really enjoyed it because you're reducing their attack here by 5%. You've got the silence, you've got the slow trigger, you've got also magic maelstrom, which is going to restrict their defense even further. Then you've got INDIS applied infirm, boys. It's a crazy combo with INDIS and Valen. I actually think it's the best support match in the game right now. When you run both of these two together, it's fucking nuts how mental that match runs. So, INDIS, we've talked about her. Is she good? Definitely. This is a straight buff on her. As you can see, she has Infirm for 3 seconds. I want to thank the devs for giving her 3 seconds on the Infirm. That is all she needed. All she needed was that, plus the 600 damage factor. So if they listened to the last video and they applied it before the update, I want to say thank you, guys. Big thank you for doing it. You've not messed over my girl. You've made my girl happy. You made me happy. You made a load of the community happy with actually making INDIS a pretty good free-to-play option hero. So thank you very much. And if you guys have enjoyed today's video, you've enjoyed the breakdown, you've enjoyed me talking about pairings, talent pages, and giving you a little bit more of that info on INDIS and telling you guys she is definitely buffed and definitely a must-use hero right now. You know what to do. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And until the next video, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.